That's the whole thing. They don't know what the hell to do with me, and it's just so funny. So I'm kind of curious what they're going after Rev for to see if I can laugh just as much about this. All right, let's take a look and see what they're going after Rev for this time.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So it's with a heavy heart that I share today's video, knowing that myself and many of the content creators I enjoy and you enjoy as well are absolutely cooked. We're finished. Stick a fork in us. We are done. Because another call-out threat has been made against us.
Oh no!
Okay guys, I know the theatrics are here. I'm going to push them to the side. We're farming more content, right? If life gives you lemons...
Wait, okay. Rev, I love you. I would like to offer a humble suggestion for you, though, Rev. Get a farmer's hat. When you're doing your farming stories, get a farmer's hat. Get like a PNG, plop like a PNG farmer, like pin a PNG farmer's hat to your model. But if you just as a suggestion. I don't know if you actually watch my videos, and I know you follow me on Twitter, but I don't know if you watch my videos. When you're gonna do your farming videos like this, get a farmer's hat. And like stick like a piece of corn in your have a piece like not gourd, like a piece of wheat. Have a stalk of wheat coming out of your mouth when you do these stories. Please, I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Please get a farmer's hat and a wheat stalk that you can have sticking out of your mouth for your farm content. That would just be fucking peak.
Make lemonade. And that is the case with deranged, virtue-signaling weirdos on social media. If they want to whine about you on...
No, not straw. Not straw. Wheat. A stalk of wheat. You know, where it has the bulbous end with the fibers coming off it. Not just a regular plain, thing of straw, but actual wheat. So you've got the, where you've got the actual wheat on the end of the stalk. That is a true farmer if you've got a stalk of wheat in your mouth.
Ranged virtue signaling weirdos on social media, if they want to whine about you unprompted, you farm them for content. Now, who is the lucky mouthpiece for today's video? Well, it's this account right here. Yet another Gimmick account breaking character.
I can't even read the fucking hat. You made it too big. It's too big. I can't handle. Oh God, it's too big. I can't handle it. I can't even read the letters.
To whine about people like me. A Pokemon themed account here, Pom Bon Propaganda, who decided to take a break from their gimmick, which includes playing the role of a Pokemon, to make a series of tweets. And there is a deleted piece of the story, but this is 3 tweets back to back to back that really tell a story. Okay? Beginning with a congratulatory post to themselves about getting a certain number of followers, then they get really angry. And then they announce that they're privating because of right-wingers and their fans destroying them. I mean, this is a classic case of me literally sitting by and doing nothing because the product of this is RDS, better known as Rev Derangement Syndrome, and this guy is hooked.
We get backstory here.
There's supposed to be a gimmick account, playing as a Pokemon here, having posts like this, but something was different the other day, where they said this, to the tune of 2,000 likes, by the way. Don't follow me if you follow/watch Chibi Reviews, Nux Taku, Rev, Asmongold, Kirsha, or bigoted creators in general.
Damn it! So close. So close. I almost made the Pokemon parody accounts list of don't follow me if you watch this person. Damn it! I have to try harder. That's it. I've got to try harder. I absolutely, I need to make this list. Gotta make this list. Okay. 2026 school. I'm making this fucking list. I'm telling you right now.
These guys are the death of content creation, and anyone who enables them does not have Pom's approval.
Why are we speaking in third person? I mean, I get it's a parody account, but dear God, you are a grown-ass adult. Why are you speaking like a fucking third grader? I swear to fuck. This just, yes, and poor Alana left that too. Me and Alana, just always the bridesmaids and never the bride. Disappointing.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
know
I
it's
don't
the
know about
account's gimmick.
you,
I get
but
it.
I really care about one currency in life, and that is the approval of this gimmick account. If you don't have the approval of this gimmick account, I'm sorry, you're just missing out. You know, I don't go to the bank trying to deposit money. I go to the bank trying to deposit the approval of Twitter user PalmBon, okay? But yeah, you can see this is virtue signaling post
The
number 10
second
million,
one.
including the usual suspects, Chibi Reviews, Nuxtaku, myself, Asmongold, and Kirsha, and we are the bigoted creators. Now, of course, individuals
Hey.
like this cannot provide a single reason why that label would apply to any of us.
Yeah.
It simply boils down to person I don't like. And of course, we are the death of content creation according to this individual. Meanwhile,
Which is honestly so funny because the popularity of Chibi Reviews, Nux, Rev, Asmongold, Kirsche, and others of this ilk is only rising. They're only getting more popular, whereas their fleshtuber counterparts are losing people. So that's I have to wonder if this is some desperate attempt to try and halt the the upward trend in popularity, perhaps.
I guess this is what the peak of content creation looks like. It feels very VTuber scene-esque, you know? Like, this is the stuff we see in the VTubing scene. This person's outside of it, but maybe they should think about a career in VTubing because making virtue signaling posts about us like this is a good way to get attention. So in the replies, there was some initial confusion. This individual saying, wait, what's wrong with Poco Rev? Where the original poster says, not that Rev, I meant this Rev right here. So yeah, there was that.
See what he just did there? Did you see what he just did there? Rev edging his fans once again, refusing to say Desu. Oh, Rev, you cruel man! You cruel man! You edged your fans just then. You were ridiculous. He's gonna say Desu. He's gonna say Desu. And no, didn't say it. Oh, you cruel man! Oh, you're good at this edging thing, Rev. You are a good Christian man, so I won't tease you any further. But I'll just say you're good at this.
And a lot of other confused replies, but people were supporting it because, you know, calling out problematic content creators like myself is an easy way to get likes on Twitter. But the reply section would take a very drastic turn thanks to a comment from Madam Savvy, who was questioning the narrative and the purpose of this thread in the first place, which eventually would be deleted. But this was Madam Savvy's response, saying, ah yes, hate as a personality is all your demographic has. And that clearly struck a nerve with the Gimmick account here, who replied by saying, yeah, you're one to talk, you transphobic twats, with this post as proof of Madam Savvy being transphobic.
Disgusting, absolutely disgusting, these kind of posts. The people who share this, you are exactly why everyone has the deepest fatigue. What pathetic, worthless propaganda is bullshit. They can't respect characters, but even worse, they won't respect actual humans either. No idea what's in the post, though.
They have an issue with what Madam Savvy is calling out in this screenshot.
Let's see. Feminine cis men have to be trans, and it's okay to push them. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? You have this Olympian undying that Garen fucking Teed, this is a dig at trying to basically make children trans. This is fucking scary. To basically push them to identify as something that they're not. And I guarantee you this is aimed at kids. Karen fucking Teed, even though they didn't say kids in here, I guarantee you that's the aim, that they want to basically just, like, they want to fucking transition like young boys. Like, what the fuck? And yeah, the people that use Astolfo as like this trans fucking icon, it's like Astolfo is not trans. No matter how desperately they want to make him trans, he's not trans. He's kind of a femboy, but he's still like a fighter and not trans. Yeah, he's a trap. He's not trans. There is a fucking difference. And they are desperate to make him a trans icon, which means that they're trying to push this on kids to become trans. That's fucking sick. That's disgusting. And then this one, I know what this one's about. This one was about two lesbians that fled America. That's what this was. This was two lesbians that lived in America, and they said, "We hate Trump's America because we're gonna LARP like we're being oppressed." They want to pretend like they're being oppressed. Spoiler alert, they weren't. They're just reading SJRs that were virtue signaling and saying, we're going to go to Canada because we don't want to be oppressed in Trump's America, when they never were in the first place, but they were just being activists. They went to Canada and very quickly realized, oh shit, we're fucked. Because they got to Canada with no jobs. They can't get jobs because they're on visitors' visas. They've got no money, no home, and they're fucked. And so now they're doing a GoFundMe to basically raise money to get like an apartment or something, because they didn't even plan or even think about this before doing this massive level of virtue signaling and quote unquote fleeing America to Canada. And no, they can't. I don't want them to stay in Canada. Get them the fuck out, send them, deport them right the fuck back to Canada. No, they're not illegal. Technically, they're in on a visitor's visa, which lasts for 6 months. So they can, they're in Canada on a visitor's visa, which means they can't work. They cannot work on a visitor's visa. They have to get a work visa. They have to apply for it and get a work visa. And so for like 6 months, they can stay in Canada, but they cannot work. They cannot earn money. And then they have an option to extend the visa, and then also apply for a work visa and, potentially speaking, apply for permanent residency. Because that's what I had to do. When I came to Canada, I came in on a work visa, and basically I did not work. For the time that I was when I came into Canada, I did not work. I basically stayed with family, living based off my visitor's visa. I did have to extend it because the process for gaining permanent residency is about a year-long process. So I did have to extend my visitor visa. Still did not work. Just stayed with family. And I was able to be supported decently by my family. And then finally, when my visitor's visa was approved, not visitor visa, when my permanent residency was approved and I got my permanent residency card, that is when I applied for work, and that is when I started to work. That is the proper way to do it. They're just in on a visitor's visa. They have no family in Canada like I did. They're just looking for donations to live in a hotel or something until, and I don't know if they're going to try to apply for a permanent residency or what, but now they're just sponging off the public, all because they had to virtue signal because they wanted to LARP like they're being oppressed in America when they weren't. By the way, they were not being oppressed in America in any way, shape, or form, but they had to LARP and virtue signal, and that's going to be the entire basis of their GoFundMe, is virtue signaling as being, oh, I'm such oppressed Americans coming from Trump's America. That's what this whole thing is. It's stupid as hell.
And it has to do with egg cracking, which I'll explain in just a minute. But Madam Savvy would quote that reply, saying, "This account supports grooming. Very cool."
Yep.
He specifically uses this example, taking issue with what I said. That graphic was posted by a very ill person who plays Pokemon to crack eggs. That graphic encourages people to push femboys to become trans, aka grooming. In quotes, feminine cis men have to be trans and it's okay to push them. That was the quote that Madam Savvy.
And as I said, I guarantee you, while it said men in that picture, I guarantee you the person that posted the picture wasn't saying men. They were saying they meant kids. I guarantee you. Because people like this always target the kids. With this rhetoric, they don't bother targeting grown men with this rhetoric. They target children with this rhetoric. And yes, femboys absolutely can be hot. And yes, it does not make them trans. Absolutely correct. There are plenty of examples. Now, may some end up being trans because they start off as femboys and then they discover something about themselves and they take whatever necessary steps to ensure that, mentally speaking, that they are what they think they are and that it's not some confusion about or anything. Yes, there have been times when when they start out as femboys and then they become trans. Finster is the perfect example. Finster started off as a femboy. She ended up discovering through herself, through therapy, that she was trans, but she is not the default. She is not, she is not the standard. I'd say she is probably more of an outlier versus the standard. The standard femboy just kind of likes being a femboy. And there's nothing wrong with it. People, I'm sure some people femboys are disgusting. That's terrible what they're doing. I don't feel that way. If you want to be a femboy, I'm fine with you being a femboy, because being a femboy means you're not identifying as being trans. You just like dressing up and being pretty and feeling pretty. That's it. And I don't have an issue with this. As long as you're not trying to push it on someone else, in particular children, I don't care. Have a blast. You want to like prance around in your house wearing a little skirt, bikini top, thigh highs and heels? And still recognize that you're a guy. You're not pretending to be, you're not, acting, you're not identifying as trans or anything. You just want to look pretty. Fine. Have a ball. But yeah, leave the fucking kids alone. And this, I guarantee you, is like they're trying to be subtle of saying that this should be not men, but kids, but boys. I guarantee it, because they always go after the children.
He was calling it disgusting, and saying it relates to this whole egg cracking culture, which, as she stated, has to do with adults primarily approaching confused children and trying to convince them to become trans.
Yep.
And
Yep.
Madam Savvy, like many others, consider that to be grooming. And she concludes her statement by saying, this account willingly wants to groom, which is why it's in the Pokemon fandom. So, yeah, This was the situation she was calling out. But the Gimmick account said that reaction was transphobia. Apparently, it's transphobia to not...
Which, by the way, again, this has nothing to do with trans people. This is just two performative lesbians that wanted to virtue signal. Just need to point that out.
Want adults to confuse children in that sort of...
The picture shows Astolfo. That's what this is. The picture shows a chibified version of Astolfo, who is a femboy. That's who it is.
Manner. Yeah, that didn't go very well, and things would change very quickly in the replies section, but this Gimmick account would then lock replies to prevent anyone else from chiming in on that situation, saying locking replies F all of you. This is a classic example of someone picking a fight, getting outed for some pretty concerning reactions to backlash, and then locking the replies and eventually deleting the entire thing. Basically, people like me who were called out ended up winning by literally doing nothing. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. But during the midst of all this chaos, before everything was truly deleted, they made this tweet saying, Palm, very angry right now. Going back to their Gimmick, it's like
whatever shall we do?
Instinctual response when confronted with legitimate criticism. They go back to their Gimmick, and people are like, what happened? And they say, hashtag,
for God's sake.
Found me. And other people were asking, oh, what, the grifters? And they explain, the original poster,
for
that
fuck's
these
sake.
are people...
And of course, look who's responding. Look at the PFP. Look at the PFP chat. What do you see? What do you see in the PFP? Yeah, it's a furry. It's a furry. It's a purple wolf furry. And oh God, of course the furries are back. By the way, side note, the when like all of the you know, a lot like when the I think it was Rev's video when he was talking about how the ghouls were out like dancing on Chuck Norris's grave before he was even cold. You want to know what all the accounts on Twitter that were dumping on him? You want to know what they were? Every fucking one of them were furries. There was like 4 examples that Red showed on Twitter. Every single one of them were furries that was dumping on Chuck Norris and dancing on his grave before he even was cold. Yeah, yeah, I should be specific about this. Like the fake furries, the Twitter furries. And Leaf noticed it. I saw her video. Yeah, she noticed it too. It took her a second. I caught it right away. Like as soon as Rev started going through them, I saw the first one, then I saw the second one. I went, wait a minute. And then the third one, I went, hold up. And then the fourth one, I went, God damn it. And it was like all furries. It was all furry SJRs. And it was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then, yeah, he got, the grifters, of course, saying you don't have an opinion that's the same as mine. Of course you're a grifter because, again, taking words and turning them absolutely meaningless because they're not actually using the appropriate definition of the word. Again. And, of course, people who become Nazis because they can make money off it. Again, bastardizing, destroying the word. Completely destroying the word so it doesn't have any meaning. Again, it's literally just they don't have an opinion that walks in lockstep. Ironically enough, having the Nazi mindset of if you do not goose step to the way I want you to, you're a Nazi. It's like, okay, dude, somebody needs to whack these people up the side of the head with a fucking history book, metaphorically speaking. And yes, SJR is social justice retard. Yes, indeed. I am so happy that more and more people are starting to use SJR and recognizing it. I'm so happy that the acronym is spreading far and wide. My plan is coming to fruition.
Who became Nazis on Twitter because they can make money off it. So again, we have this situation where they make a call-out post unprompted about people like me. Then Madame Savvy challenges that, and the person responds by calling Madame Savvy a transphobe for having an issue with egg cracking culture. And now they're blaming this whole situation and all the backlash on, I guess, Nazis on Twitter. It's such a ridiculous cop-out. Like, anyone paying attention to how this all went down.
I mean, it's all virtue signaling. It's all like this account basically going, look, I'm using the buzzwords. Same thing with this account. Look, I'm using the buzzwords. Agree with me. Give me likes, please give me likes. Give me my affirmation that I'm doing good thing, that I care about important thing, and I'm caring about the correct important thing, so I can get in and be popular. And oh, look at all these likes. Oh, look at all these comments. I'm popular. Notice me, Twitter senpai. Notice me. That's all this is. This is just virtue signaling for attention. No, I do not make money off of Twitter. I don't. The only source of like income that I get from my online presence since I started streaming is literally just my stream. That is the only I don't get money from YouTube, don't get money from Odyssey, don't get money from Rumble, don't get money from Twitter. I don't get money from any of those. All the sole source of my income when it comes to my online presence is my streams. That's it. That's all. That's the only source of that's the only source of my income for now, anyway.
Knows what actually happened, but they continue on when prompted with this response saying the grifters found you, and they say, and they go even further.
For God's sake.
Saying,
oh God, wait, what was the other one? They're CEO of Rage Bait, for fuck's sake. Okay, and now we have another, I'm guessing it's another Pokemon.
The Asmongold bootlickers found me. I
Of
mean, we're
course.
adding in Asmongold derangement syndrome. We
Yeah,
already
of
knew
course
this
we
was
are.
a part of it thanks
Of
to the
course we are.
original post, but I mean, come on.
Okay. Now, I would get like if I get when I'm pretty sure I've been called like a Rev bootlicker. I can't remember if I've been called an Asmongold bootlicker. Pretty sure I have, but I can't recall exactly. I'm insulted for that because of one very specific reason. Not because they're equating me to Rev or Asmongold, but it's like, why can't I be my own brand that you hate? Why do I have to be you're a bootlicker of this other person and not, you can't just like come at me and hate me because I'm my own special brand of problem. Like, seriously, that's what annoys me more. I, like, I'm me. I don't bootlick anybody. In fact, I disagree with Rev. I disagree with Asmongold. Why can't you just hate me because I have my own brain? And you don't like the way that I think. But I just want to be hated for being me. Is that too much to ask, honestly? Is that really too hard to ask? Seriously. I don't unload on people hard enough. Okay, did you see when I absolutely destroyed Ray and I actually had them bowing and scraping and crying and begging me to stop when they went after Celestium? Do you forget about that? You don't think I go hard against people? Tamer, where have you been? Yeah, I still gave them out. I didn't give them an out. I demanded that I demanded they repent because with Celestium, it was not my call to exact punishment. I was not the one wronged in that. Celestium was. I was basically just the arbiter of her justice. And you know, what I demanded of them, I ran by Celestium first because she was the victim on this one. It was her call. I was just basically her sword. So otherwise, like, I will actually dumpster the fuck out of people on Twitter. If somebody wants to come at me, I got no problem hitting back harder. So there you go. The pacifists of the news VTuberse? Really? I mean, compared to Nux, okay, I could buy that. Like, absolutely compared to Nux, I would be considered pacifist. I will agree with that. I don't think I'd be pacifist compared to like Tiershay or Rev. I wouldn't think that, but
Like we're going down, me and Asmongold. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. This is the foolproof thread. But this one's particularly funny. And why I wanted to include a part about Asmongold here, because he literally did nothing. He didn't even lift a finger. He never talked about this. He didn't even engage. His fans didn't engage. No one engaged under the name of Asmongold. But this Gimmick account is blaming Asmongold and the bootlickers for finding it. It's an
well, and the explanation is honestly very simple. Asmongold is a huge target. You guys have said it. He is a tank. He is the tank. Asmongold is a huge fucking target. He is the biggest target in the streamer space. He is the biggest target in the online space because he is the most popular streamer. So yeah, everybody like automatically, and it also lends to the idea that these people are dumb, that they are stupid, that they are a product of the modern education system, that they literally look at someone expressing an opinion and they immediately think, oh, they're an Asmongold bootlicker. And they cannot possibly conceive of someone having their own opinion that happens to coincide with someone like Rev, with someone like Asmongold, with someone like Kirshay. They can't conceive that someone would have an original opinion of their own that happens to coincide with them. It's automatically, oh, they're bootlicking those people for reasons. Which, ironically enough, is showcasing just how stupid these people are, that their brains are so walnut-sized they cannot even conceive of someone not having an original thought of their own because they can't have an original thought of their own. It's essentially speaking projection that they're thinking, oh, there's no way possible this person actually thinks that way because I don't have an original thought. I just follow the crowd. I goose step in line with what the SJR hive mind wants. So I cannot possibly conceive of another person that is not doing the same thing as I do and is not following the programming that was downloaded into my brain by my SJR masters. And that's predominantly why they say, oh, this person is a insert popular streamer bootlicker here. Because they can't do it, so they can't conceive of someone else to do it, essentially speaking.
Amazing set of mental gymnastics. They've created an entire little like play-by-play of how this actually went down in their mind, despite the fact that reality just went very differently. But you can see people pointing out in the replies.
There we go. Thank you.
Acting like a Pokemon. And they respond by saying it's a Pokemon account. It's going to tweet like a Pokemon. Well, maybe you should continue tweeting like a Pokemon instead of like crashing out. Like if I had a nickel for every Gimmick account that crashes out over me while breaking character to do so, I'd have a lot at this point. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like that sort of joke there, I would have a lot. I'd be able to buy like a good, not just like a fast food burger at this point with all the nickels. I could get like a Five Guys burger at this point. That's how many I have collected. But they would add one more tweet to the scenario saying privating until tomorrow because right-wingers and their fans don't know how to respect boundaries. Palm posting will be back tomorrow, but for now, it's just you and admin, which is very interesting because the backlash began by, well, this account picking a fight. But second of all, they were called out by people like Madam Savvy, and their response was being angry about egg cracking being called out, which, you know...
See, to your point, no, they're not. That's Rev, Asmon, and Savvy et al. Are not, like, right-wing. They are central and right-leaning. Rev probably leans a little bit closer to the right than Asmongold does. Kirschay is maybe a little bit more to the right than Asmongold, maybe. Asmongold is very centrist. He's not fence. I don't see him as fence sitting left. He is centrist, but he definitely leans to the right. Rev and Kirschay probably lean a bit more to the right than Asmongold does. But realistically, they're centrist. The problem is that things have gone to such an extreme, particularly with the left, I should say it this way. The loud voices, okay, I should preface this. The loud voices online and in the media have gone so deeply to the left and demand that you goose step in line with exactly what they say, that anything, as the expression goes, anything to the right of Mao is viewed as being Nazis, extreme, radicalized, alt-right, what have you. And so these people have gone to such an extreme that they can't recognize an actual like center, maybe leaning right or slightly right opinion is, because they are so goddamn left. They're actually horseshoeing back around to what they think alt-right or extreme right is. So ironically enough, these insane freaks are actually have actually become exactly what they are accusing people like Rev, like Kirschay, like Asmongold, like Celestium, like Straub, like Leaflet, like accusing. They are actually becoming exactly what they are accusing all of these other streamers of becoming because they've gone so extreme, and they're too brainwashed to see it. And so the majority of people that they hate are center right, center right of center, not like hard way, not like right wing, not alt-right, not anything that they say. It's just because these people hate their takes so much because they go against some of what they believe in, that they treat as like the Holy Bible. Effectively speaking, ironically enough, they treat these tenets like they're a religion. And so they view people like Asmongold and they view people like Rev as basically being infidels. That's the best word to use it. They view Asmongold, Rev, Kirsche, Leaf, et al. As infidels that are encroaching on their religion, because it has become a literal religion to them. The religion of DEI, the religion of woke. And just like the Islamic jihadist terrorists that they stand for, that they basically have modeled themselves after, they view anything that does not ascribe to their ideology as an infidel that should be destroyed. Some of them actually do so in a physical sense. Some try to do so in a social sense, but it's all basically the same thing. That's where we're at right now in that respect.
Very rich for this person to talk about respecting boundaries when they're upset about people calling out egg cracking, which is all about violating boundaries and violating a whole lot of things.
Thank you,
yeah,
Drew.
very interesting situation. Just another example of many different derangement syndromes at hand here. This person has multiple derangement syndromes, but I guess, you know, mine is one of those included. But yeah, guys, please have me in your thoughts during these difficult times when I'm getting absolutely eliminated by these threads. But I can't thank these accounts enough for not only providing free content, but allowing everyone to see exactly who they are and what they stand for, completely unprompted, by the way. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
There it is. DDVS. Just the SJRs being SJRs, just once again showcasing just how pathetic they are. Because again, the majority of them are just pathetic losers who don't amount to anything, know they will never amount to anything, hate the fact that they are literally just another face in the crowd. That to them is a fate worse than death, and they can't stand it. They cannot stand being just another face, another number. Because they've been told all their lives, you are a special snowflake and you're going to do great things and you're going to prove to everybody just how wonderful you are. And when they're not, when the reality comes down on them that no, you're not going to be special. You're just going to be another face in the crowd. You're just going to live an average life. They can't handle it. The bubble bursts and they lose it. That's what it all boils down to in the end.